Thank you for joining us on module number 3, Understanding How a Bill May Become a Law in Missouri, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Disability, narrated by Linda Baker. The learning objectives of this module will be: who can introduce a bill? What is it called when a bill is introduced? Who can move a bill to the committees? What is the purpose of the committee? What is a testimony? And when can amendments be added to the bill? What is the purpose of the conference committee? What is a veto? Now we're going to discuss how you introduce a bill. It is estimated that 15,000 bills are introduced per session. Only about 10 or 15% of the bills do pass. A member of the House or Senate may introduce a bill, and that bill we call first read. The bill is second read when it's assigned to a committee. There's new changes in the House side of the 98th General Assembly first session. The Speaker of the House, John Deere, has announced there will be a two-tier approach for bill passage prior to debating on the House floor. After introduction of the bill will be signed to a regular standing committee. Once it has passed through this committee, it will be assigned to a select standing committee. There's also a new procedure for appropriation hearings too. This session there will be a joint hearings between the Budget Committee and the Appropriation Committees for all department budget presentations. Now we're going to discuss the committees. The House Speaker, or Senate Pro Tem, has the ability to assign a bill to a committee or not. He or she selects the chair and the members of the committee. Members of the committee represent both parties. Committees deal with specific topics or areas of interest, such as the House Committee on Children, Family, and People with Disabilities. Let's continue on the committees. The responsibility of the committees are to study and discuss the bill in much detail. They may invite people to support or oppose the bill at the hearing. That is often called a testimony. Committees may change or rewrite bills, have a bill subject to. Then they will vote on a bill or they will table it. If the bill gets a majority of yes votes by the members, it is passed and continues to the next step. If the bill does not pass out of committee, then it is called a dead bill, and it will not go any further. Now let's talk about the calendar. Once a bill is passed in committee, the bill goes to the House or Senate, depending on where the bill started. Then it will be placed on a list of bills called a calendar to be considered by the full body. When it reaches the time on the calendar, the House or Senate will discuss the bill. Once the bill is on the floor, debate will happen. And debating will come from the committee as well as on the floor. When the bill is on the floor, the legislators will attempt to make changes, or what they call amendments, to the bill. Also, a previous question may be requested, and all debate must stop on the bill. Now let's discuss the final vote. The bill is read again and a final vote is called. If the bill passes in the House of Representatives, it must go to the Senate for approval. If the bill passes in the Senate first, it goes to the House of Representatives for approval. Then the bill moves to the other house, depending on where the bill started, and the same process happens again. If the bill has major changes between the two houses, it is sent to conference committee. What is conference committee? Conference committee is made up of members of both House and Senate. The committee will compromise on the bill, and it must be approved again by both houses to continue. If the bill is passed by both houses, then it may or may not become a law, because it will arrive at the governor's desk. The governor can sign it, and then it becomes a law. If the governor does not sign it, it's called a veto. What does it mean to veto? A veto means that the governor rejects the piece of legislation. It may go back to the legislature. A line item veto cancels only specific provisions of a bill without vetoing the entire bill. The legislature can overturn a veto by getting 2/3 of the members of both the House and the Senate to vote for the bill. If that happens, it becomes a law. Any questions about this measure? Contact the Governor's Council on Disability at gcd@oa.mo.gov, or you can call us toll-free 800-877-8249, or locally 573-751-2600. Thank you.